Hello, my name is Logan, and I'll be presenting on the supplement ginseng. Some facts about ginseng is that it's Panax ginseng specifically is a Korean strain of ginseng, and it's most widely used in supplements and drinks, in tablet form. Anything outside of Korea and East Asia mostly use Panax ginseng. The typical dosage recommended is 200 milligrams a day, and the cost for supplements is about $15 to $20, and they're most commonly found in sports drinks, and especially Rockstar, which is one of the popular ones. Here is a example of an ad of Rockstar. As you can see, very vibrant, very exciting. Some more information is that it's mostly taken orally, mostly through other liquids, very rarely in the form of tablets or medicine, unless you're doing a scientific study. Tea and energy drinks are the most common conduits for ginseng. There are not many substances that disrupt the absorption of ginseng, only enhance it and affect it, like caffeine, taurine. All those things are also in energy drinks, and they help amplify the effects of ginseng and also influence it as well with their own metabolic effects. It's recommended before workout, definitely not during workout, and definitely not after exercising. It increases vasodilation and phagocytosis, which means that it helps blood flow and helps cells multiply. Some claims by energy drinks is that it claims to increase focus and attention, which could be true in some people. And it can also, one of the claims is that it increases athletic performance during exercise, which is what we'll be discussing in this PowerPoint. It's also meant to give people an edge when training or competing, is a claim such as Monster. And no energy drink company can affirm what happens biologically when consuming an energy drink. Doing my research on Monster and also with Rockstar and also with Bang, no company can really affirm or deny what happens biologically when consuming energy drinks. This is just one example of a ginseng-related biological effect in relation to diabetes. One of the things that ginseng can help with is affecting blood glucose level. As you can see, it helps decrease insulin resistance of adipocytes, and also enhances glucose uptake for the skeletal muscles, which decreases blood glucose level, which negates the need for producing more insulin for people that are diabetic. Other biological effects is that it's a natural molecule that the body does not produce, so that means that the body needs it from outside sources. And drinking it in tea can help with weight loss because of a decrease in insulin production, like what we talked about in the little diagram. If it reduces blood sugar, it decreases needs for food high in sugar to help with people that need to regulate their blood glucose level. So now onto the different studies that I investigated. So one study was about Thai ginseng specifically and sprinting, and they found that the consumption of Thai ginseng does not influence someone's RPE or VO2 max related to submaximal endurance exercise. There were two studies specifically. One study involved 30-second Wingate test, and the other one involved a cycle ergometer endurance test, meaning they just did it for as long as somebody could, and increasing the resistance every interval. During study one, as you can see, there were the people performed a warm-up, and then they performed 3 consecutive tests over 3-minute recoveries of the Wingate test. So they did that 3 times. And each study had a group that took the placebo and another group that took the ginseng tablet, and they would see what the differences were. This is again study 2. This is some information about the different wattages that the people were subject to during the intervals. As you can see, it was terminated when the subject could not keep 50 RPM cadence, and the 65% maximum power output was calculated for submaximal bike test. And then that's when the people or the subjects would pedal for as long as they could at 60 RPM, and they would measure their heart rate and the RPE every 5 minutes. Here are the charts. This is the first one, the Wingate test. As you can see, there's no significant difference between the placebo and the ginseng tablets. Same thing with the percent fatigue. People, there was really no significant difference. The RPE for the placebo and the ginseng varied between a total of maybe 1 or 2 between the study groups. So they concluded that there was no difference between ginseng, and it wouldn't give you an edge in endurance competitions or endurance exercises. Another study that I found was the ginseng effect on patients with COPD, which is very interesting to look at because it actually did help increase their aerobic capacity. People that had moderate COPD, so all those subjects were cleared for exercise by physicians. It didn't put any of their health at risk. So it was a double-blind, random sampling test. Study subjects took 100 milligram tablets of ginseng twice daily for 3 months. And every 6 weeks, the subjects would do an exercise test, which was the Bruce protocol. So they would take a Bruce protocol test every 6 weeks, and they would see what the change was in their VO2 max, and their RPE, and their heart rate. And they found that by taking these ginseng tablets, they found that it actually helped to increase their VO2 max and their RPE over time. They did it every 6 weeks to negate the effect of exercising. If they were exercising constantly, obviously their VO2 max would increase if they were doing daily exercise. So they stopped all exercise, and they did this every 6 weeks. So they found that it increased their effect rate with COPD. The last study that I did was about ginseng and graded maximal aerobic exercise. So similar to the first one that I discussed, they found that there was no difference. It was a little bit different procedure and did a little bit different things that they measured. They measured the VO2 max, their RPE, and their RER, and also their beats per minute for their heart rate. No significant difference was found again. Here's the chart of all the different things that they found. There was no significant difference between any of the subjects, between the placebo and low dosage and high dosage ginseng. So it really didn't matter what kind of dosage you were taking, it wouldn't affect your endurance exercise at all. As you can see, the summarization of all the scientific evidence. It's a natural aid used by millions of adults. Energy drink companies claim that it can increase attention, which is true. My own personal experience, it can increase attention, but only for a very short amount of time, not for an extended period of time. There's no evidence that ginseng itself can increase athletic performance either. Some side effects. There really are no harmful side effects from moderate usage, as with everything in moderation can be healthy. If you take high doses every day, people can suffer depression and anxiety, and also can suffer confusion because they're pumping all these things into their bodies, and it's creating a reliance on that chemical. Daily ginseng use was also related to swollen breasts in women, which is very interesting. It's not something that I would have thought would happen. But almost all effects are negligible when taken in moderation. My professional opinion, the use of Panax ginseng and Thai ginseng, Siberian ginseng, all ginseng, is that it can be for athletes, but it's not recommended for endurance running. There are plenty of other things that you can take that can increase the edge more than ginseng can. For athletes that sprint or do any other fast, powerful exercises, ginseng, I would recommend ginseng. It can be recommended. With the study with the Wingate exercises, that was very fast and very powerful. There wasn't any sort of evidence that claimed that ginseng does, but it doesn't help. It can help, but couple that with other supplements as well, especially potassium, especially your fats that you get from your daily intake of food. It's definitely not recommended for people under the age of 18, and the FDA does not currently regulate it as a medical supplement. And if somebody is looking to look for things that are regulated, it's regulated in turn, and if it comes in any other form in another product. As a medical supplement, it's not regulated. And if someone is looking to increase their lung capacity from damage, getting it back to 90%, 95%, in the case of the COPD, it can help, as evidence from the study with the COPD patients. Here's all my citations, all the references that I have, and that is all that I have for today. Thank you.